What's up, Beer League hockey fans and fellow dumpers? Welcome to another Dump and Skate podcast. On the podcast scheduler, broken and decrepit Bender, Ballbuster, Jeremy, I swear to the big man upstairs, I didn't hear Holland yell at me, and I honest to God didn't do rails off of Rossi's backside in Nashville Abdu. With me, as always, the man that makes this podcast possible, the only producer, that's all he's got, Jeremy. The longest kayak sticking puck to a car towing story ever, Holland. The longest
I don't
story.
even remember that whole story.
You
That's
told
how
me
long
that
it
you
was.
went kayaking with your brother, and it
I was
started. Well, you were
supposed
telling me
to, and it
about how
never
the cars
happened.
how the cars got towed. It started with the kayak, and then somehow you started telling me that you went
Oh,
kayaking, and your heart
oh
rate monitor
yes.
into the cars got towed, and I seriously, I'm not lying to you people. I drove to Chicago and back before he finished that story. And it's a
Uh,
30-hour drive total.
it's important. The details of the story are important, man. Come on. Holy smokes. What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all shapes, sizes, and flavors? Welcome in again to your favorite beer league podcast, the one and only Dump and Skate podcast. We are excited to be back for another episode. We've got another guest here. He's a repeat guest, but we're excited to talk with him. We'll get him on here in just a second. But before we get rolling any farther, make sure if you haven't hit the like button, if you haven't hit the subscribe button, if you haven't hit the follow button, what the heck are you doing? Go do that. Encourage your friends to like, encourage your friends to subscribe and follow. The listeners, the followers, it's all bumping up steadily. We've got those goals, that 30, 50 sort of number. So we know you guys are listening. We keep seeing you out and about and around town, and you're telling us you're loving it. You're telling us you're laughing. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, guys. Come on. And also, we want to give a quick shout out to our good friends at Chicagoland Print. We're going to talk a little bit later in the episode about some of the quality of stuff that they can do and they can kind of help you with. But whether you need business cards, flyers, brochures, anything to promote your business, let the guys over at Chicagoland Print help you out. Their goal is to meet the needs of anybody looking for affordable and high quality and competitively priced printing services. So whether you need a design or whether you got one already, let these guys help you out and hook you up. ChicagolandPrint.com, 630-233-7276. All right, man, let's get into it. We're having a good friend back on. We're going to talk a little bit more about some very, very recent hockey and get into some of his thoughts and opinions on those sort of things, right?
Yeah, so this guy needs no introduction, and he's already been on the show. Let's just welcome back Zach McBurlin.
Zach McBurlin. I titled the
Fastest.
show. I titled the show "The Fastest Man in the Land."
Oh,
So,
thanks.
Welcome
I,
after
back.
all of it. Oh man. So Zach, how you been? What has it been? 3 weeks?
Has it
2 weeks?
been
3
3
weeks?
weeks since Nashville?
yeah,
Good gosh.
It's
I've been doing good.
been yeah, it's been 3 weeks. Yeah.
How you guys been doing?
Good. You've been steadily skating though, haven't you? So it was really no big deal. Like you went back home and just went right back to playing hockey.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
and
went
he's been
home and like
continuing with the
sat.
losing streak because I don't think my men's league team has won a game since
Yeah.
Nashville. We lost the
Congratulations,
other.
Zach. We
Yeah.
rubbed off on you. Gee, my netties. What a disaster. Holy smokes.
We made it to the championship last year, right? The beginning of in January and last season, didn't we? And now we can't
Yep.
win. We can't buy a bucket. We really can't.
So what's the problem, Berlin? What's the problem? Why can't you guys get a W?
I mean, we were up this last game 2-0, but come the third period, a bunch of us just kind of died out. So,
They're not conditioned.
well, that and the other team had a couple of younger guys. So,
Who did we play against?
the Black Ice Assassins.
Okay. They're pretty good. They were a pretty solid C League team, if I remember, and then they moved
Yeah.
up.
Before moving
They had
up.
the same issue we did. They went on like a long undefeated run, and then they were told to move up as well.
Gotcha.
From
But
what
did
I
they
understand.
have a Chubb's hand guy on their team when they went through that run?
No, they didn't have a
No
Chris
prosthetic
Gert.
hand. No
Not that I
prosthetic
know.
hand.
No, but there
Should
is
we
a
check into
team-
that?
No, there is
Should
a
we check
guy.
into that?
One of Marola's friends. He's what in his 50s. He had 2 hip replacements, and he's still better than a lot of the guys out there. Do you
That
remember that
is-
when you remember when I was playing, and then Marola's like, I would love to be that guy. He just had 2 hip replacements, and he's still just out there skating like so smooth.
I would love to be the guy that doesn't need hip replacements. That's what I would love to be. I don't know that I would be with Marola there. I want to be that guy. No, I don't. I'm happy he can still skate, but I don't want to be him. Oh man, I've heard that hip stuff can be like really a little dicey. Like,
Franzone had a hip replacement.
and he's still
know,
playing.
No, he doesn't. He is not. He's afraid
Yeah,
to.
that's what I'm saying. I've heard Jeff Kinney, one of the guys that plays in our local league, is an ER doctor, and he's actually said he's heard it kind of both ways. Like, you can have the hip and like you're good to go, but he's also heard some other people be like, I don't know, I don't think I'd go do that. So,
Yeah, I don't
oh
know.
man, that makes me nervous.
I'm going to be due for one, but I'm not going to do it. I don't think I'm going
Good
to
call. The heck with those
think I'm-
doctors. Why listen to them? They only know what they're talking about.
Well, I'm not quite ready for it just yet. I don't
Fair
really
enough.
qualify for it, but
You know,
I'm too active. I don't want to just be on bed rest for like 6-7 months. Like I go to the gym all the time. I couldn't, but they do say my uncle got one this year, and he was moving around the second day in a walker.
they had to do a hip on my dad a couple years ago because he broke a bone and it was high enough that they had to just go ahead and do a hip replacement. And he was up. I mean, he was walking within a week or two. I mean, like actively like walking around and doing everything. I think they had given him like a 10 to 12 week recovery time, and in 6 weeks he was like, I'm coming back to work.
Oh.
So my mom was like, no. So it was kind of funny.
So Zach, we already know that you pee in the shower. I mean, that was a survey that we did on the way to Nashville.
Did we
Most
do- we
random
didn't-
phone call I got. and
I
you
called him.
just-
I called him.
Yeah.
I just hung up on him. Remember, he was like the first person we called.
Don't feel bad, Berlin. We called everybody else on the team, and they probably thought the same thing. Like, this is a weird call. Rob's
Yeah.
was the best. Do you pee in the shower? Absolutely, absolutely.
And he's like, So, what'd you think of the people down here compared to the Chicago locker rooms?
It's very different.
Go ahead,
Very
explain
locker-
how.
The locker
Explain
room.
how.
We're talking about the locker room here. To be clear, we're talking about the locker room vibe. All right, so the locker room vibe was very different than what you're used to.
Yeah, especially with the guys on sod. They're pretty. Most of them are pretty conservative. There could be some hidden ones in there somewhere, but yeah, some guys don't like any of that gay stuff or anything like that. But like, but in the locker room with you guys got music going. You guys are like dry humping each other,
Wait, who was dry humping? Who?
and then you got Jeremy on the ice holding on to. Was it you or was it
It
Rossi?
was me.
It was you.
Well, he took turns. He tried to do the whatever you were trying to do with Pete that fell through, but it was you and me that did the
The
Selly.
Bukaki pregame.
Yeah.
We did not do it that Selly. We did the Titanic Selly. It was you and Pete trying to do the other. Oh,
You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
or when you guys went out, but you know, just the whole locker room vibe was just totally different. And I mean,
It's a lot of fun. These guys are my people down here. They're my people. I try to bring that to Chicago, but some of my music I get made fun of, and Holland makes fun of my music too.
that happens in Savannah too. Yeah, like it's bad.
But
Berlin, I worked out with him on Saturday.
Yeah.
And it was so awful. Like he was playing like elevator music, and I was like, my man, like now some backstory. I had not eaten dinner the night before because I worked really late in my garage, and it got late, and I just forgot. And so I told Abdi, I was like, I don't have a ton of energy, so I was like, I'm really relying on this music to like give me a little bit of juice here and get rolling. And so Abdu's playing like violin solos and stuff.
no,
and,
he
like,
walked in,
you know,
and it was
you know-
like a remix of Dancing Queen. It was part of the
yeah,
the
'cause, you know, that's
Nashville
what you
set
wanna
list.
do.
It's
When you
the
wanna- that's exactly what it was. It was the new Nashville set list, and I was like, "Man, come on, we can't do that for this. Like, I need something a little bit better than that."
it
And he
was
like,
the
"Okay,
playlist
okay."
gay list.
Yeah, it was. And so he changed it, but then it only changed, like, I don't know. I don't think it ever really changed. Like it did, but it didn't. And then what, 15 minutes in, boom, it just shut off.
The
And so
Wi-Fi went down.
we went through a whole section of the circuit with no music. And I was like, all right, I'm dying. He kept looking at me. He's like, how you doing? You doing good? You're like, you don't look happy. I'm like, don't talk to me right now. Just leave me alone.
It wasn't my fault that the Wi-Fi went out. Like I have no
The music
control over
choices
that.
prior to that were your fault,
But
though. It was
I'm taking
horrendous.
pride in the Hockey is for Everyone set lists. Like right after Nashville, I asked all you guys in the group chat, like what are some songs that I can add? Speaking of group chat, do you have to ask Colin a question, Zach?
Yeah, dude. I didn't know you had a tattoo. In that, I saw that video that was posted in the group chat.
Tattoo? Oh gosh. So stupid.
It's
That's-
not stupid.
that's
Forearm
so-
deep.
do you get messages like that from him on a regular basis or something? Because you're just silent there. Like just silent. You guys want to see this? No, I don't want to see this. Pete never responded to me. Shame on you, Pete. Trying to use his lawyer skills to rewrite meanings of words in the English language. You jerk! Freaking God dang it! It's
Yeah.
okay.
Random stuff here and there.
I
mean, Zach has seen some of the videos.
Yeah.
You've seen Zach's seen all the videos that you have.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
good news is, Zach, I don't actually watch them. I see the thumbnail and I scroll past them. Like, I'm out. I'm good. I called him right after he sent that one. I said, I'm not watching it. I was like, I'm just not going to do it. I was like, I watched the last one you sent until it got really, like until it started. I was like, all right, this is disgusting. I'm out. I'm moving to the next thing. So then Abdu proceeds to be like, well, you don't have to watch it. I'll just describe it to you. So he starts describing to me what's going on in the video. I'm like, my man, knock it off already. There's a reason I didn't watch it. I don't want to know what happens.
I asked Zach if he watched it, and then he said, I can't get into it because, again, family members listen to it. But he goes, dude, he said, he made a comment. I go, yep, my buddy Zach watched it. He watched it. I asked Rossi. I asked Rossi if
wasn't it?
I asked Rossi if he watched
what the
it.
tattoo said on it.
Well, we did. We were talking about it, and he goes, "Yeah, I didn't know Holland had a tattoo on his leg."
Yeah.
You watched it way more carefully than I did. Holy smokes! Oh my gosh! All right, so yeah, we've established the locker room might a little more light in the loafers than what you're used to, which is funny because, like, I don't know, I'm trying to think, like the Zeros locker room in C League, like you don't get away with. It's really Pete. Like Pete eggs you on into all that. I mean, like Pete, he does. Pete eggs it on, and Pete gets going with it and stuff. And so once you, and
Pete is my
get
people.
rolling,
Like I said, he is my fondue boo.
but the funny thing is that, like, in that locker room, like once Pete eggs it on or like you egg it on, like it just gets rolling and like nobody stops it. Like everybody just kind of starts
because
laughing and going with it.
Grant was jamming to "It's Raining Men."
Yes.
Paps was feeling it. Then we went to the Lady Gay, and she, like, everyone was feeling
Not how you say it.
it. Look, I'm not listening to you. Say it the right way. I learned my lesson last time with the Godzilla BS. So
what?
the
The
Godzilla.
what? I don't even know what that is.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, everyone was just feeling that vibe, and that was.
Hang on. That's probably, I don't know.
But
if everybody
Corey
was
wasn't. Corey
feeling
got
the
up.
vibe.
Corey got up
left
and
the
left.
locker room, which is hilarious for a guy that wears the shirt. Didn't he have the shirt there?
He wore it.
He had the
for
shirt on.
Yeah.
Sounds gay. I'm in. And he's like, I don't know. This music.
I'm a little upset he took that number one off. I'm upset he took the number one off when I wore it from Jacksonville.
Did you ever see that, Berlin?
No, I did
I'll
not.
send it to you. I'll send you
Okay.
the number one.
Um,
It was bad.
but yeah,
He wore it during the entire game. It was awful. It was so bad.
Zach,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, Zach. It was fun. It was a fun vibe, right? It was a fun group, very fun group. The first night we got there, you oh no, you met Cooch. You came by the hotel just to say hi to everyone really quick. See meet Cooch and Holland and everything, and then you went out to dinner with us. That was the dinner was. I'll tell you what, the locker room and the dinner was one of my favorite parts of the whole trip.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Please, we all know your favorite part was the last night cheesecake in your hotel room, sharing one
That
fork
was-
with
yeah.
Corey.
Yeah. Yeah. Why are you drinking out of a
Two
Pringles
guys-
can? It still
two
looks
guys-
like a Pringles
Two
can.
guys, two guys. Hey man, poor people can't choose what they drink out of. All right, I got Cool Whip salad bowls and Pringle can cups. Leave me alone. Yeah, we all know what was going on. Two guys, one cake, one fork. It's a new video.
Yeah, we were watching Bravo. We were watching Bravo TV. Same bed.
Oh, dude.
Feeding each other. I was going, Corey, open the hanger. But
Holy smokes.
what did you minus the locker room difference? What did you think of the gameplay difference with the guys? Is it pretty much the same?
Yeah, pretty much so. I believe a lot of the guys can pretty much play up here with us. You know, in our league for sure, because the one we play in is kind of like a high C, you know, B level area. Because a lot of the teams obviously are bringing a lot of the younger guys in, you know, that have played, you know, either AAA, college, you know, and that sort of thing. But there's definitely guys on the team that can keep up with a lot of those guys, or at least compete with them for sure.
Yeah, we were trying to get a team up there in August. It doesn't sound like all the guys will be able to make it, but we were going to play against Sod. We were going to play against the Screaming Seaman and another team. I couldn't remember who the other team was, but we could, like, you think they, like, the Zeros team could hang with Sod and Screaming Seaman, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And not get blown out. There wouldn't be a blowout. It would probably be a really fun game.
Yeah.
So Zach, if we make it up there and we play Sod, who are you playing with?
Whoever needs, you know,
Oh,
guys.
Mr. Diplomat. I don't know. Whoever's bench needs a player on it, I guess. So I'll go play on the bench.
Here's what I was going to do. I told Zach what I was going to do. I was going to play the first period with the Zeros, the second period with Sod, and then whoever's winning, I was going to go into the third
Jump
period.
to that
on there.
bench.
Yeah.
The funny thing
that's
is, he
flip-flop,
does
too.
that. He does that in our C League too. Like he has so many jerseys from all the jersey stuff purchased from Marola. He just carries them all in a knapsack on the bench with him. And so if it's looking bad, he just jumps over to the other team and hangs out on their bench. He
Makes
wants
sense.
to feel like a winner. So,
Yeah.
and given how, you know, we played in Nashville, you can understand why he wants to feel like a winner now. Just got to feel it one time, guys. Just want to feel it one time. Oh man. So yeah, no, it was a lot of fun playing with you. Abdu had hyped you up as the fastest man that's ever laced up a pair of skates. And so you held up to that description, I think, pretty well. Now, granted, you were playing, you got kind of rolled around a little bit, didn't you? You stayed on the line you were on. They moved Pabst up when we were short a guy, right? Yeah. So
Right.
we left you. We left
Should have
you
moved
with
him up. Should have
Abdu,
moved Zach
left you
up.
with- the big thing was, and so Abdu and I talked about this, and this would be really obvious for you. Like it's hard. You can probably play a lot easier with the guys on Sod because you've played with them for a length of time now, and so you've got some familiarity with it. And Abdu and I were talking, and that's, I think, one of the biggest things that probably, I guess hurt us is probably the wrong word, but that's one of the biggest hurdles, I guess we would say we still have, kind of traveling like that group of guys that was there. Like none of us have ever really traveled together anywhere outside of me, Corey, Abdu, and Chris traveling to Jacksonville and Ponton and traveling to Jacksonville. But even when we did that, we played in a really different lineup. Abdu played with Corey on a line, and Andy and I had played together as forwards on a line, but that even jumbled around a little bit where I started out playing D. So it was way, 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 way different with those guys. So kind of what we took. Oh no, Rob was with us too. Golly, I forgot about that. So Cooch was there. So yes, sorry. So with the exception of like
and
Grant
Kyler.
and Pete. Yeah, but that's the goal. You're not passing the puck to the goal
Right.
a whole lot. I'm
Sometimes.
talking about team chemistry. I mean, you can, yeah. As far as team chemistry is, like, we haven't really built any of that just yet. And so I think that's really obvious. Again, you dropping in and not knowing any of us, that's clearly like you don't have any chemistry with the guys that are playing here in Savannah. And so that's a very obvious thing to see. Like, well, I don't know how these guys are going to react or where they're going to go. Or are they going to support me if I'm going to the corner with the puck? And if they are, how are they going to do that? What does that look like? And also, yeah, so that was, Abdu and I talked a lot about that, about how that's different. I'm sure that was kind of your experience too.
Yeah, I mean, come in obviously not knowing everybody, only really just Abdu. Yeah, just trying to, get along with the guys, see how everyone plays. It's always that first shift. You're just trying to see, what everybody does. And then obviously throughout the rest of the game, and then how you can adjust, to their level, or, try to, encourage them, to step up a bit. But yeah, I mean, in the future, if we're able to, do some more tournaments, or you're able to come up here, or I can come down there, I'm sure we'll get a little bit more chemistry going. So for future tournaments, we'll have that better bond with each other and that chemistry that, everybody looks for.
I like how you say that you have to adjust to how people are playing.
Yeah.
You know how that is, Abdu, right? You have to adjust sometimes.
You have to
people that
adjust
are
to people's
around you.
speed. Yeah.
When you haven't played with Abdu in quite a while, like you had not, Berlin.
Mhm.
Sometimes you have to adjust to the speed that he's moving at, and you probably have to skate with like a couple of parachutes out back to adjust to Abdu's speed. But yeah, probably less adjustments in other areas.
I'll tell you what.
Adjustments.
I haven't skated with Zach since October, and we still made some pretty decent plays out there together.
We did.
So maybe it's just it's my skill set that I bring to the team that I can adjust to everybody else. I might not be the fastest one, but I just know how to play to everyone else's skill level and make plays
We've had this
happen.
conversation before. When you
great.
don't move outside of the blue lines, you kind of find the
not
empty
true.
space there where nobody else
Calm
is
down,
there.
D cups. All right, you're starting to sound like D cups. Oh, great! He muted himself. He's got kid issues now. What's a reverse skull crusher, Dad? Should I do push-ups with the rings?
I mean, you did back check that one time because, Holland over here toe picked.
Oh yeah.
He wasn't even back checking. He wasn't even on the ice for that. He was yelling at me from the bench. I gave him a hard time because he posted a picture of him when we were talking about back checking. And if you've listened to the podcast, I've said this. I thought Abdu played way better in Nashville than he did in Jacksonville. And I thought he played. I think our team, we had better players, obviously, in Nashville than what we had. Our whole team composite talent level was better. And I thought Abdu fit in with that better. But he did. I mean, he hustled. He 100% has the live barns that show him hustling. He 100%. I got caught down low in the offensive zone as a defensive player. I had carried the puck. And so coming back out, he showed the video of winger coming to change and him having to hit the ice and immediately cover back. So he hustled for that. But I was like, dude, if you're going to talk about like back checking and all that stuff, he's like, I came all the way below the circle. Go watch the video he posted. And I said, dude, I'm not knocking you for saying like you back checking and stuff, because he did. He did a good job. Again, I thought that whole tournament. But like the one video he shows, he coasts from the blue line down to the circle, doesn't even do crossovers, just, momentum carries him around the circle, turns up the boards, and then he doesn't start skating again until the puck starts to come out of the zone, and there he goes taking off. Now, again, great burst. He took off through the neutral zone, carried the puck, and got a good shot. Like, there was nothing wrong with that. But I was like, you could have just been like, hey, guys, I don't stay at the blue line. Look, this is me going down below the circle. But, like, I back check. I don't know, man. Your feet weren't even moving. It's not much of a back
All right. Well, I was in our zone to the goal line. That's as deep as I got.
I didn't
If
disagree
I get
with
any,
that at all.
if I get any deeper, I'm going to be playing in net or at Kyler's butthole. I can't get any deeper on that play. All right. So all you guys, I back checked. I was in my zone. I was nowhere near the top of the circle to the blue line. So I did my job. I may have not done it as super fast as, toe pick Holland, but I was still in the zone. I was playing position hockey.
Oh my gosh.
It'll be a while before you ever see him do that again.
Okay.
I was gonna say, if you're saying the toe pick, it probably won't. Just come watch a game or two. I'll probably do it again.
Well, that might happen more often too until you get your steel profile. But I was more towards like Abdu backchecking.
I know. We say all these nice things. We're gonna start our season. We're gonna have our first B League game, and Abdu's gonna be up at the blue line. Give me the puck. Screw you, jerk. Come back and help.
I hate all of you. It's so easy to pick on me when you're dressed like a yield sign right now.
The yield signs are yellow. They're red.
Yeah.
Yield is yellow,
Yields
isn't
are
it?
red.
No.
There's a yellow light that means slow down, but it's not a yield sign. Yield signs.
Come
are yellow.
on. Yield is not red.
Yes,
Red
it
means
is.
stop.
What's it worth to you? They're the same color. Yield,
You wanna-
yield, and stop signs are both the same color. They're red and white.
Yep.
Oh, you're right. What an idiot. What a dumbass.
Hey, look, we've all made stupid mistakes. Some of us has forgotten to eat dinner.
I was
before
thinking of this,
workouts.
like this kind
Some
of
of
yield
us have
sign.
eaten caffeine chews for an entire game and not been able to figure out why their hearts won't slow down.
Why can't it?
And
Why won't it
others of
show?
us, because your
I was
background.
thinking of this-
I told you that.
Yeah,
That's
but
not a yield sign. That's like a hazard sign.
it says yield on it. Ah,
I don't even know what that is. I can't see it. No one can see it. This is great.
Here.
This is great video footage. If
I'm
you're watching
changing-
YouTube, please don't unlike our page at this point. This is because Abdu can't make his phone work.
I'm
This is
determined.
dedication. This is
Yield.
dedication.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
The yellow yield sign. I mean, that's pretty much on spot to your shirt.
Okay. Then that's not
That's
a,
what I was thinking.
that's
that
not
was
a
my
road
bad.
approved sign, apparently. I don't even know what
All
that
right.
is.
That's a
cool.
12-inch yield floor sign. All right, whatever. This
Awesome.
we're totally getting off track. I hate all of you dickheads.
You veered it that way.
Stupid. Holy smokes. Yeah. So we were talking about chemistry and things like that. And so I made this comment on the, I think the last podcast, how before we played the Canadian team, one of their guys came up to me and was asking me, he just asked if we'd played together for a long time, but what he was implying and asking the question was he felt their team thought that we all looked like we played really, really well together, that we had like played a lot together in the same way they had. So there, Abdu and I said this too. Again, chemistry kind of gets you to the next step, I think farther where you know how people are going to play. But I think we had we did have a good team composite talent where everybody could do their job. And so that was beneficial. I think we did not have that in Jacksonville. We did not have a group of 10 guys that could all do their job as they were being asked to do. We had some weaklings on that. And we played.
It was the poop. The poop is what just screwed everything up. It just knocked all of our senses. It knocked all of our senses right out of us.
I was going to say the competition level in Jacksonville was probably slightly higher on some of the teams or the talent level.
People do smelling salts before a game. We just did
So it was
Brendan's duty, and it just cleared us out.
Oh man! So Zach, did any one guy make a distinct impression on you for any reason? I mean, it could have been anything.
Toe pick.
While you were there, could have been the
Besides your
toe
toe
pick.
picking.
Besides the toe picking.
There's actually a couple guys I know. Grant for sure. I mean,
Yep.
he's got some speed and some hands. Rossi for sure. Like he's got some very, very quick steps.
Dude, we didn't talk. Well, it's because he's 5'2", but
Right.
yes, he's very quick with his feet.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
so we haven't talked about at all since you mentioned Pete. When we played those kids and he undressed that kid at the blue line, and then Andy skated off sides and screwed the whole play up. The kid was even like, "No, don't blow it off." Like the kid, he wrapped that. That was phenomenal. I was trailing him that play, coming into the zone, and that was. I mean, it was. I think he went in between him, around him, and then back around him. I mean, it was probably some of the craziest stuff I've seen. Like open ice, like it was wild.
Would you say Rossi is like a Nutini, height and just short height, like kind of thing, but really skilled, really fast?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they're equivalent. Would you say they're equivalent to each other?
I would say yeah,
Yeah, so Nutini
for sure.
Holland is my tattoo artist, and he's very short, but he's so fast, um, really good hands, and is like he's the Chicago version of Rossi.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Pete's a good skater. He's a smart hockey player. I
Yes.
actually, so I think he's naturally a forward, but he plays a ton of D in our A league, and I actually like him as a defender.
Mhm.
A little bit better, I think, than as a forward. I've not played with him a ton as a forward, but he gives me way more fits playing defense. Packard does too. I don't think Packard had his best maybe weekend while he was there. It
Mhm.
could have been the copious amounts of alcohol
Could be.
consumed that may have caused some issues there. But Packard is usually a phenomenal defenseman. And I would say there's one other guy that skates with us that Abdi doesn't know who he is, but his name's Tim Grande. And I'm pretty sure he played at Embry Riddle or Rydell. I don't know how they say that. I'm probably saying it wrong. But he played as a defenseman. He's like 6'2",
Mhm.
and he is one of the longer guys when he's playing defense. But he gets very compact when he's moving through traffic and holds the puck, a lot like Pete does when he moves through traffic with the puck. And so I would say those three guys are probably three of the better defenders in our league: Pete, Pack, and then Timmy. And so, but Pete wanted to play up, and I don't have any problems with that
Yeah.
because I think he did a better job than what anybody else who would have rolled up there on defense would have done for him. So that was worked out well. But yeah. Grant's quick, Pete's quick. They both play together in A League, and so that's good. Anybody else give you any good and any impressions on any guys? Doesn't just have to be for hockey stuff. It could have been for any reason. Literally any reason.
Kyler played phenomenal for us. I think he would hold up very well up here in Chicago
Mhm.
too.
You know,
For
the
sure.
highest level he's ever played, I think, is high school hockey.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Zach's highest
Didn't
level is
play-
high school hockey too.
Yeah, that's my
Kyler-
highest.
Kyler never,
Awesome.
I don't think he played any college or anything like that. I think he did high school stuff and then just kind of continued to play because he's probably hands down the best goalie in our league. We have a couple other really good ones. My goalie that plays for me in A League is pretty good.
Mhm.
And I love CJ to death, but if you stood him next to Kyler, I'd probably grab Kyler because Kyler makes saves sometimes that he should not make. And it's like, all right, well, that's okay.
Would Kyler be equivalent to Carl?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like it was just in those 3 games. The first game wasn't really one to like
No,
give
no.
a rating on
Well,
that.
he got a grand total of 3 shots on him in the
Yeah.
Right,
first game.
that's
So,
yeah. Who else is a good goalie back in Chicago?
Man, I went to high school with this one, but I don't know if you played with him, Zach Thorne.
I know Zach Thorne. He played with us. Yeah, I didn't know that you knew him. Yeah, he's really good. He played for CYA, didn't he? Like he was really good.
I know he was Huskies.
Yeah.
He played 3 years at my high school. I know
Mhm.
he took
Zach
1 year off.
Zach Thorne he played with we were called the Fox and Hound team. He played with us for a long time, but just like every other goalie, he wanted to play like forward or defense in men's league
Okay.
versus goalie. So
Yeah.
I don't even know if he still plays now. I saw him. I trained him a little bit at Crunch Fitness for a little bit.
Really?
He was there. He was there at the very early stages when Crunch first opened.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he's a really good goalie. He's a really good goalie. Who else?
See, I don't know many of the goalies that are in our league because it's like some of the teams they rotate through goalies or
Yeah.
have new ones every session, so it's
Right.
hard to really know who's coming.
Yeah,
to play.
Carl's one of the top goalies.
Yeah.
Who's the one on the Hunt? They used to be the Honey Badgers. I don't know who they are now. Dan Huslin, their goalie. He's pretty good. I've always asked him to play, but he rarely responds back.
He must hate you.
He's the one that threw a big beef when
this
he
is
found
a
out.
theme. This is a theme with you, Abdu, trying to message people and they don't respond.
Well, he stopped responding back once he found out that Wilkie was a pro player. He's like, "Oh, you got lit up by this guy, and you have a pro player playing on your team? Like, I guess he Google searched Wilkie or something. So
Good old Google.
yeah,
He's all right. Does he still play for him?
I don't even know. I've never seen us play against the Honey Badgers, so I don't know.
We still do, but I don't know if it's the same guy or not.
He's I haven't been up there, so I couldn't tell you. Let's see. What'd you think playing on our line, like the second line? You meshed pretty well with that line. I
Yeah,
think.
I mean, it was
you,
fun.
Corey, and Paps and me.
Yeah, that was a fun line.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So when Zach, originally I'm like, hey Zach, let's just put you on the first line. He's like, no, I'd rather be, I want to watch the skill set, find out, where I, if I fit in with the team and everything. Like, and then he goes, plus I just want to sit on the bench with you and hear what you have to say because you always have some funny stuff. He's at least for the first game, let me hear what you have to say before you move me around.
Oh man,
that is true. I mean, I wanted to see how everyone plays and then, go from there. But honestly, I was just down there to have fun, play hockey with you guys. So it really didn't matter to me wherever you guys wanted me to play.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, playing on the line with you, haven't seen you in a while, haven't played with you in a while. I mean, that was just a load of fun.
See, people enjoy playing with me, people.
All for the comedy.
Exactly. Not for the skill set. Not for the skill set.
And with him saying, hey, I really want to play on the second line, he didn't mention, like, I really want to get out on the ice with you, Abdu. He distinctly said, I just want to sit on the bench and hear what you have to say. So it was really fun to sit on the bench with you. I feel like he may have had to just like fight through the 30 to 60 second shifts with you on the ice. So,
Alan, do you normally play D or you play offense usually?
So I'm naturally on ice a winger.
Okay.
But I've had no choice but to play D here for the last like season and a half in our A League. And so I've been traveling. I mean, we went to Jacksonville. I lined up as a D guy, and we flip-flopped because we were in a bad way there and needed a little bit more like carry the puck. Some guys that could carry the puck. And so what we brought here, same thing. I was not supposed to be there, but I think Pete rotated. I think I told Pete to go ahead and rotate up. He was going to play D with Rob, and I was going to play up. And I told Pete, I was like, look, just go ahead and you go up. I'll drop back and play with my brother. That was probably going to be the safer bet, and it worked out fine. So, but no, I'm not. I now
see you up on offense.
Huh?
I said I want to see you up on offense.
I did have a good run with you where I fumble farted the puck and lost it, went to the corner. That you were right in the middle. And I was like, I'm about to flip this over. Oh, I lost the puck. So yeah, that was no fun. So I carried it a couple of times when I felt like I had room. But it's still, I need everything that Abdu and I are going through as far as like working out and eating and everything like that. I've got to get back into some better condition and stuff. And we've talked a little bit about that. He and I have. So if I can get some of that back under me, I'll probably be a little more effective everywhere, playing D and playing forward. But yeah, I would also much prefer to play forward. I am much more of a dish guy. I feel like I'm good at surveying the ice well and finding lanes and holes to feed guys.
You found a hole. Found a hole right in center ice. And a lane that no one was around. And you just smoothed it out.
I made a lane. So yeah, that's where I'm not any sort of fancy stick handler or shooter or anything like that. I mean, I can shoot the puck, but I'm much prefer good feeds. Abdu knows that. We've played a couple of games in C League and stuff, and I've found him in some areas where he's been like, "Oh man, didn't know you could see me over there." I'm like, "Yeah." I mean, I asked him that when he scored off of my shot in that first game. I asked him because I didn't think I saw him to my left at all, and he confirmed. He was like, "No, you didn't." He was like, "I was out of the play. I was kind of in the corner," and so. But yeah, I'm
just cleaning up after his mess as usual.
Cleaning up after my mess as usual. So, what'd you think of Papa Cooch and all of his? What'd you think of all the gear and stuff?
The gear was great. I like the jerseys and everything.
Well, when he's talking gear, people, we're talking about like actual hockey gear. We're not talking like trend. We're not talking trend. We're not talking testosterone gear.
We weren't passing any of that around in the locker room. No. Although it probably would have been passed around freely by half the locker room anyway. So, yeah. What the swag. Let me put it that way. What do
So-
you think of all the Zeros swag?
The Zero swag was awesome. The only complaint I have is the jerseys are still too heavy. Way too heavy.
Really?
Really? Yeah,
Yes.
that's mind-boggling to me.
It's still
Are
the
the sod? Do you use the are the sod jerseys? They're the same stuff.
Reversible.
Sods, right?
they weigh this. They are literally, if I put them both hand in hand, they probably
The
weigh.
same jersey.
Yeah.
I don't.
See,
but that's the same
I
shirt,
like 'em.
same as your
I don't have a
Swamp
problem
Donkey
with 'em.
ones. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't find.
I
a
like the
problem with
reversible. So the reversible was a really good sell for my guys because whatever we paid for it, it was like the equivalent of buying one jersey, maybe like an expensive one jersey, like just for like house league. Not, it wasn't, we weren't paying $150 for a jersey or whatever, but whatever we paid for them, it was like buying like one nice men's, rec league jersey, and you could flip it inside out, and it's got weight to it because clearly it's obviously two jerseys sewn together. But what's behind me, like right there, that's the same. So that's our Zeros roller jersey, and it does not feel. It's the same Champ Pro stuff, but it's the single sided. Rob did those as well and did them as a separate home and away jersey. I mean, and so it doesn't feel any. I mean, like it's lighter, obviously.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel like massively light or anything like that. So maybe we just need to get you like a practice penny to run around in. And
Well, we had those for a
comfortable
while. We had those for a while before the
Yeah, we
league
did.
called us out because they weren't all the same shade.
was that
One
the
was
pink
the-
colors?
Yeah.
Yeah. We got.
Did I send you the
email-
pictures? So we had a C League game. I guess it was the fall season last year, and it was right around like Christmas, New Year's time, and whatever it was, we had a game, and like everybody was short. So like Andy and I had been there, and we're filling in, and there was a guy that was playing that was there taking pictures, and he posted a bunch of pictures, and the team, hockey camp's team, the Phantoms, who are all like bright orange jerseys, were playing, and there was a picture that kept appearing in this picture roll of somebody in a freaking safety vest over
Yeah.
here, and it was Brendan Robertson. He was like, "Oh man, I've been carrying this thing in my car forever. I've been waiting for the opportunity to wear it." So he had a bright orange reflective vest with like the reflector strips on it, skating around on the ice. looked like a crossing guard playing hockey.
Or like he was hunting.
It was hilarious. Oh man, I was like, they have extra orange jerseys. No, I want to wear this. It's like, okay, man, whatever. That's
So
weird.
that was a great story, Hon. Great story. So what about the swag, Zach? About the swag. What else? What else do you have an opinion on it? Like,
The polos were great. Obviously the T-shirt here that I'm wearing, it's nice and light, and the hat. I mean, all that stuff is awesome, great quality. I mean, otherwise everything looked great. I have no complaints other than just the jerseys being a little too heavy. And now it's very
maybe you need to
breathable.
work out more and it wouldn't be so heavy. That little piece of material. Yep.
Yeah.
Start doing curls, you bitch.
Good grief. It was very aggressive.
Yeah.
That was like that was like a hard B. Good grief.
So the first night you met Cooch, he took us all out for dinner. And
Yep.
damn it, Zach, thanks for getting that crab cake because
Anytime.
Oh man.
I can't. I think about that restaurant, no lie, maybe 2 to 3 times a day. Fresh out of Nashville, I was thinking about it 6 or 7 times. But the crab cake, and it's like I met a girl in Nashville, and I can't stop thinking about her. But that cheesecake and crab cake would just all that cake. I'm a cake guy now. Cheesecake and crab cake. But
What was
Zach,
it? Wait, what was it that what was the appetizer that hit the table that Andy didn't get any of, and I thought he was gonna like stand up and complain? Was it the crab cakes? There was something.
Yeah,
that
it was
getting
because
passed around.
Zach
or was
didn't-
it the meatball things?
it might have been the
'Cause-
balls. I don't know. I don't
Because
even know.
Grant got some like meatball thing, and he ate like 4 of them really fast. I
Grant's
was
like
wait
storing
a
them in
minute.
his cheeks like
Yeah.
a squirrel. He's just like, his cheeks are all like this. He's like, hey guys, you have great balls.
I
But,
just remember Andy looking at me and like, "Hey, where was that at?" And I was like, "Well, I think Grant ate several of them, and then Pete and Rob split one, and now the plate's empty." And Andy's like, "What? What?"
yeah, but that crab cake, I mean, was probably the best crab cake. And then Cooch is like, yeah, I want a filet mignon Oscar style because that was the best crab cake. And the server goes, Oscar style isn't a crab cake. It's just like crab on
Lump.
top.
It's a
Yeah.
lump crab,
And he goes,
yeah.
I want the crab cake. Put the crab cake. I go, if he's doing that, then I'm doing that. And
We
I
all
go,
did
Zach,
it.
I
The
go,
whole-
Zach, you're going to want a crab cake on it. He's like, no, that's all right. It's like, you're going to get a crab cake on it and you're giving it to me. You're giving it to me. Next thing I know, Zach is like dissecting it. And I go, no, put the whole thing. And he's like, well, Andy wanted to try some. And I go, damn it, Andy. I wanted that whole crab cake to myself. So
Maybe that's what Andy didn't get any of. Why didn't he pay attention to what everyone else was ordering? Holy
know.
smoke. The whole end of the table, both of you guys, Rob, Pete, me, and Grant, all ordered the whatever steak we got. Because you got steak too, right?
me,
Berlin? No, I
Yeah,
know you
yeah,
did.
yeah.
Berlin, you got steak too. Yeah, so all of us ordered some cut of steak, and all of us ordered it Oscar style, but with the darn crab cake on top of it. Like she had to, the waitress was going through like painful details explaining it to Grant, and he's listening. He's like, "Oh yeah, I like that. I like that. Oh, I like that too." I was like, "Grant, just get the crab cake, man. What are you doing? Just knock it off." It's what everybody had that they
Grant
liked.
couldn't comprehend much because he came in more than 3
It
sheets
wasn't.
to win.
It was.
Oh no, that's
wasn't
Grant. That was Packard.
was
That was Packard. My bad. My
Packard
bad.
sat down
my
in
bad.
my seat, knocked my drink over,
And he
I was
licked.
like,
he
"God, what are you-"
licked Cooch.
He licked
He
Rob's
licked
face.
Cooch. That's okay to talk about because it didn't happen in the locker room. But
Plus, it's been blasted, I think, on somewhere at this point. I don't know. Oh, gosh.
but one thing, like I'm eating my steak and it's all gone. Then Cooch he goes, "Bro, you can eat. You can eat." And I go, "Yeah." I'm kind of still hungry. And he goes, "You want some of mine?" And I'm looking at Cooch's, and I swear it's not cooked. I think there was parasites still in it. There was still parasites in it.
I thought he said something like "bring it mooing" or something. And they were
He's
like,
like,
"No, no,
"Bring
no."
it the coldest that you can serve it to me."
I was like, "What? What are you doing?" Oh,
But yeah, that was Zach's first real feel for the team. You get Packard coming in late, not because he's being fashionably late, just because he was with
He
his
was
girlfriend and he was
They'd been there.
drunk.
Packard left at like 4 or 5 in the morning, so that they could get there by lunchtime because Val's team, his girlfriend Val, was she was playing in the other tournament. Was it the Ford Arena? Is that where they were at?
Yeah, Ford Center.
Ford Center. And so they got there. He was like, "Oh yeah, we're meeting for Val's team," and I was like, "Oh, they must be playing or something." And then he messaged. He's like, "Oh, Val's on Broadway." And he starts sending the group pictures of them all dancing on the bars and stuff. And I'm like, "Oh, they're not playing. They're partying." And so they've been partying since lunchtime. So here we go rolling in to our 9:30 steak time or whatever. What was it? 8:30, 9 o'clock, whatever it was.
8:30.
And so Packard is like gone. I think there were multiple times where Val said that Packard was like curled up in the shower, just like on the floor in the shower, like multiple times over the weekend. Oh my gosh. So yeah, Pack cut loose pretty good. So, well, one of the things, because Rob did so much for us with the jerseys, I mean, Abdu, you had told me kind of when we started talking about this tournament and Rob kind of got his meat hooks in it, that basically
Meat, get it? Meat on meat. You guys want me to show you the envelope?
Nope, absolutely not. He once he got a hold of it, that basically he kind of took off and ran with it. I mean, he wanted to make it a big marketing thing, and so I mean,
He
the
did all of
jerseys
this
look like
stuff: jerseys, hats,
everything.
polos,
That's
and
right.
shirts.
And he's big into he's big into the team thing. Rob loves that. And I told Rob, I called him before we left, and I was like, "Hey man, look, whatever anybody tells you thank you for or not or whatever, I was like, I just want you to know, like, I used to travel like this all the time as a kid. I travel like this a bit in college. I was like, it's so much fun. Like, I just love being with the guys and going and playing. It brought back a lot of memories for me when I was growing up playing hockey and even, in my college years. And I was like, I just really appreciate that and everything he did to kind of make that
Yeah.
possible. You know, he was great for that. But, you know, he did the jerseys. I mean, he went all in. He did jerseys, shells, socks, all of this stuff and all. So we looked, you know, I mean, just, you know, incredibly impressive and all. And so Abdu and I talk all the time about, like, what do you get a guy that, like, can get himself basically anything? And so Abdu started kicking around the idea of the custom stick. And I think the initial thought was Rob uses Bauer. Bauer will make custom sticks. We knew they did an American flag graphic on their custom sticker. You could get one like that. And Abdu was like, hey, let's do that. Let's kind of run down that avenue. Introduced it in the group chat. And then I think you must have messaged him to the side, been like, hey, there's a guy that does them. It's not the American flag, but like you can literally design and do like anything you want on these sticks, right?
Yep.
If you picture it, they will build it for your stick.
It's probably not quite that far, but I mean, it's impressive. Zach, how much time have you spent on that website just playing around with stick designs?
At least a good hour, you know, just playing around.
1 hour, Holland.
1 hour.
1 hour.
All right.
Okay.
Well, that's embarrassing. I thought for sure you were going to get up there a little ways. I probably spent 4 or 5 hours just
The first night.
Yeah, just
He's like, I almost forgot to upload the podcast because I was on. Well, you're on your computer. You can multitask, dude.
I ended up messaging you separately, Berlin, about stick curves and things. You sent me stuff about curves and sent me, because you have an addiction, you sent me actual images of the actual curves on the sticks that you had sitting in your house, because apparently
In
you
left
basically
hand.
have a pro shop. Yeah, left-handed, which is a little confusing for right-handed players, but I got the feel for it. And so, yeah, it's incredible.
So for everyone listening, I'm sorry, Holland.
No, okay.
For everyone listening, Berlin found a place, a website that does custom sticks for your midpoint, your curve, your flex, your graphic looks, and he actually did a stick for Ovechkin, right?
Yeah, he's done it for a couple pro players that wanted stuff. So you got Ovechkin, you've got Sharpie. I think he did one for JVR, Clayton Keller, and I think there's a couple other guys too that he's done them that are on his website. But yeah, I mean, I started following this guy on Instagram about probably a year and a half ago, and was just following him. He had a YouTube channel explaining all the curves and what he liked about them and rated them, you know, like out of 10. Then, you know, just following, you know, introducing all the colors, even more patterns than he had before previously, with some people, you know, sending him, you know, the sticks of pro players, and him kind of like, you know, molding it to it or kind of slightly modifying it. And then, yeah, last year I took a chance on like buying a couple of them during his Black Friday sale. Haven't used them yet, but I thought, yeah, I thought this would have been a great way to, you know, get some for Cooch, where, you know, we can fully customize the stick for him to, you know, the zeros colors and put the logo on it. So I just pitched that to Abdu, and he kind of pitched it to everybody else. And it seemed like a little, you know, some people were a little hesitant, but it, you know, after going through like the whole thing, it seemed like everyone was pretty much on board. So I feel like once we get the sticks, you know, you guys get them. Obviously, we'll have them first, and then once everybody sees them, I think you're going to have like a bunch of people down there going to want to request to build some sticks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and since I spent 7.5 hours to 12.5 hours on the website, I'm more than happy to help anybody that needs help going through them, because I feel like I may have a third of the website memorized at this point.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited. So part of what I did was I got in there and I got settled on curve and all that stuff pretty quickly. But the color schemes you can do, it's pretty wide. And so obviously with Rob's stuff, you know, the three of us talked a good bit about that, and we worked through a couple, 2 or 3 designs, I think, where obviously the Zeros logo is incorporated, but Rob, being a vet, is a big red, white, and blue guy. So red, white, and blue stick, did a couple of them for him. And I was like, well, hey, look, I'm gonna play with the Zeros guys this upcoming season. That's the plan. And I was like, I'll just do a red, white, and blue stick too. And then one of you said something to somebody at some point about like, hey, come on, it's like just basically it's a custom stick. Like, do a custom stick. And I was like, that's a good point. I should like build my own stick. So after spending several hours on it already playing around with curves and flexes and all, and then playing with the color red, white, and blue colorway I liked, I was like, all right, forget it. So I went back in and built the Ninja Turtle stick that I've got coming. And so it's it's a lot of fun. Like even I had a good time when we built the spreadsheet and had all the guys, because we ordered what 10, 12 sticks, something like that in total.
Yeah.
And so we had several like 8 to 10 guys, I guess, that got sticks, and Abdu just completely cut out there. So I have no idea where he's at. I'm hoping he lets himself back in, and if he does, I'll let him back in. And so I actually had a pretty good time, like looking at the guys' sticks, like building them on the site myself, and then like looking at them and all, because that's where you and I talked about like Grant's stick and how you were like, I don't know, it's kind of a bland color pattern, and I was like, I think it's a pretty good color pattern, and
I just think that
really
color
know.
you have to like physically see it in your hands versus like.
Yeah, I think because it's a I think because of the it's like a reflective. It's a Merlot, I think, is what it was. So it's like an auburn, not an auburn, but like a burgundy color or something is what it looks like. And so I don't know. It looks very subtle. Like it's gonna look like you just said. Like once you get it in your hand, you're like, oh, that's kind of impressive. Packard's was the one to me that I was kind of like, I mean, it's all right, but like it's just like an aqua blue stick. But I don't think I've ever seen an aqua blue stick, so it'll be pretty unique looking that way too. So.
Sorry, guys.
Abby,
I got
you
kicked
good?
off.
You disappeared.
Yeah. Well, for the last like 5 minutes, like I was getting nothing out of you guys. So, and then I just got bumped off. So, I don't know what happened, but I'm back.
It's crazy.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. Did you guys talk
All right,
about
we were
Corey's logo?
No, we didn't. Not yet. We were talking about the pre-workout lines you like to do from different teammates.
You got to stop
backsides.
that. That's not true. It's so not. It's so not true. You can't do that anymore. I'm seriously begging you, don't do that anymore.
Whatever
Just
happens
kidding,
in the locker room
everyone.
stays in the locker room.
For family's sake, for history and family's sake, don't can't do that.
So we did custom. So you can do your name bar and obviously put your name or a nickname or whatever in Corey's name. You want to tell him what Corey put in his name?
Why do I have to do it? You brought it up. Hey, Jeremy.
I'm just asking, do you want to? You don't have to. We can just let it be a surprise. You know what? The next time you guys see Corey in the league, ask him to see his new stick.
Yes.
And see what name they put on there.
I like how you try to get me in trouble.
Well, I didn't. Shut up. I'm not trying to get you in trouble. I wasn't trying to get you in trouble, you idiot. Oh, my gosh. So anyways, but we did logos. So a bunch of us did the Zeros logos. I did our Dump and Skate logo on there. Berlin, you did the what did you do?
Sodomy and the Babcock and Balls.
No. According to just like as Holland would say, you got to say it the right way.
I don't know what is the right.
You got to say it's not sodomy. And you did want the Babcock and Balls, right?
Yep.
He did. He said that.
Yeah.
And so, but Corey had Abdu make this logo. So as we said earlier in the show, support the guys at Chicagoland Print. Like they can do this sort of stuff. Obviously, Abdu does this. So this was the logo that Corey called, had Abdu work through, and it's pretty sick. It looks like a teddy bear and a Jason mask with a hockey stick. So, and is that a heart on its chest, Abdu?
Yeah, it's a black heart with a needle going through it. So, yeah, Corey reached out to me. Said, hey, can you do a logo for me? And I said, yeah. And then I did a logo, and he's like, no, I needed something different. He didn't like the phallus that I designed for him. So your brother liked it, though. It's on his shirt.
That's true. Oh, man.
I'll show you Zach later.
All right.
Yeah, show it later. It'll be good. So, Oh man, well Zach, it was a ton of fun playing with you in Nashville. We had a really good time. I don't know why you're laughing now. We had a really good time.
We're supposed
I
to
hope
say this
the,
about 15 minutes ago.
possibly, yeah, I know. Well, we hadn't gotten to some things anyways. So blame it on somebody else other than me. Yeah, had a blast playing with you. I'm a little bummed that stuff didn't work out better, where we couldn't kind of shoot up to Chicago and skate again the latter part of this summer. But I think I was having some pretty big complications with that. I think a couple other guys were running into some hiccups with that too. So, but we definitely want to. I mentioned to Abdu about maybe foregoing Nashville next year and just coming up to Chicago. And if we can work it out and get multiple teams together, the heck with the tournament style, just we come up, we play against you guys. It doesn't matter about a trophy or anything like that. We just kind of want to play games, and so have a good time. Get to I like it because it gets us an opportunity to see an area, skate in an area we've never skated before, and see a part of the country that I've never seen before, and all. So, but yeah, but we'll get up there soon, hopefully.
Berlin was talking about coming down here for the Headbangers.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
He reached out to the guy. He reached out to the guy for Headbangers. So
yeah,
I mean, he could see Cooch and all the guys again.
Right. Yeah.
So
we could probably convince a lot of those guys to get in on that and play on it. I played it last year. There's only a couple of us, probably 3 or 4 people in total from the Savannah area that actually played in that. I think a lot more guys were affiliated with the other one.
I got a great idea. As a league admin, and Zach is an honorary 0, if he were to come down on a Wednesday, could he play in one of our C League or one of the B League games on a Thursday with us?
You're going to have to probably make sure that we don't have because you're putting me in a bad spot here. I'd love for Zach to be able to do that, but we would have to be a weekend where we were under the 10 number threshold. Or we'd have to have a conversation with another team, be like, "Hey, this is a friend of ours from out of town. Do you mind if they skate?" I've said, because I've had people ask me before, like, "Hey, my son's coming in town. Do you mind if he comes and skates?" And I've said, "That's fine. I don't mind. We'll just want to make sure that whoever he's skating with or whatever, like the other teams are okay."
Okay.
So,
well, how about he could play in the C League game, the C League Zeros, and then maybe.
Nope. Sorry. Can't do that.
Zach's too good. Zach's too good. Zach could run through
for what the C League is going to look like. The majority of us are probably too good for what C League's headed to be. So yeah, no, yes. If he comes down, we can probably get him on the ice for sure. Bring your equipment. We'll figure out a way.
Bring all, all 4 sets.
Bring all your equipment. Just bring your house.
For the records, guys, Zach brought two sets of gear for each game. Like we had 2 games on a Saturday, and he's like one bag on. Yeah, he comes in the locker room with 2 different bags.
Hang on. So I didn't pay close enough attention to this. When did you wear the second set of gear? We played on Friday night. Did you re-wear that gear on Saturday, or you just wore new gear all day Saturday?
No, I used the other gear for the first game, and then I re-wore the stuff from Friday for the second game.
So was it airing out somewhere?
Yeah, in the hotel room.
So he brought, I don't think you saw it, he brought both bags, but he put the second set of equipment on top of the, on the shelf, the locker room.
Oh, Berlin, you have a problem, my friend.
Love hockey, so yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's I think you love the equipment maybe more than you like the game. Gosh. Oh man, we don't have time, but I did go look at some of the new skate stuff we talked about the last time. I was pretty interested in them. So, but oh man, Zach, thanks again for being with us, buddy. It was really good talking to you. Looking forward to getting up to Chicago, or getting you back down here and hanging again. So, had a blast. Thanks for coming on, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Look forward to
we'll see, Zach. Go check the group chat.
We'll see you next time, buddy. We'll see you later.
Go look at Holland's tattoo again.
He's kidding. All right, guys. See you, buddy.
See you.
Bye-bye.
God, I can't believe I thought a yield sign was yellow. I swear to you, I thought it was yellow.
Moron. You were way better with the Big Bird comments earlier.
I don't know. You do look like Big Bird, but I swear to you, I thought the yield signs were yellow.
It's way more big.
Well, you should have.
It's Big Birdie.
You look like you're wearing like a Halloween onesie.
This is one of my fishing shirts. I wear it because it's really comfortable. So, anyways,
it looks comfy.
Oh
actually,
man.
Yeah.
That was a good
It
pod.
looks
Zach's
like
a lot of fun.
Ponton's Lululemon yellow shirt that he had when I dropped off all the gear. He looked exactly like Planet Fitness colors.
Stupid.
Purple
Faded
shorts,
Planet
that
Fitness.
ugly purple. And he's like, but it's Lululemon. I'm like, all right, well, just because it's Lululemon doesn't mean you have to wear it. Like, it could be like a turd brown, and it's Lululemon. It makes me work out. I can do the
way
toilet box jumps a lot better in Lululemon.
Oh my gosh. All right. Holy crap. Guys, thanks for listening.
Love you, Ponton. I love you, buddy. I love you.
We appreciate you guys listening and support. Oh man, we'll catch you next time. Thanks a lot. Peace.
Bye.